unless you have people that are so selfless that they put you first for you, that you got to do it because nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody else is going to do it for you. But if you have those type of people, those are the type of people to hang on to. Those are the type of people to stay loyal to, and obviously it's clear that they're loyal to you. If you have those type of friendships, you are winning.
If you have goals and dreams that you want to chase, that you want to aspire to, no matter what happens, when you grow and evolve, your relationships will have to shift. And that, I think, has been the most painful part of the journey. But just understand there's nothing wrong with you. This is par for the course.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another episode of Next Level University, where we help you level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. We hope you enjoyed yesterday's episode number 1717, One Big Reason Change is So Hard. Today, for episode number 1718, The Truth About Leaving People Behind. I did a post recently, and it was something along the lines of, to anyone whose growth didn't align with my growth, I miss you and I genuinely hope you're doing well. And I don't know where I was. I think I was just like in my feels that night, not in a bad way, but I was just thinking of people. You ever have those moments where you think of...
Time.
Yeah,
all the time.
I was just thinking back to old friends and people I haven't talked to in years, and I don't know. I think earlier in the journey, I probably thought they were wrong for not wanting to come along. Do I think it would have been beneficial? Yes, I do. That's my truth. But now I understand, I don't know, maybe it wasn't right. Maybe this isn't their journey. Maybe they don't want the same things I do. But that's really what I want to touch on in this episode, the truth about leaving people behind. You can leave someone behind and still wish them well. You can leave someone behind and want them to be successful. You can leave someone behind and be sad about it. That's okay. That's all okay. It doesn't mean that you, quote unquote, leaving them behind wasn't what was best for you. I can't talk to save my life. I'm sorry. It's been a long ass day. That's part one. And part two is, don't you have to take care of yourself first? I mean, isn't that your responsibility as a human being to make sure that you go after what you want? And aren't you going to regret it if you let people hold you back because you didn't have the courage to distance yourself or to give your truth or whatever it is? I think that's one of the hardest things. And then this is part three. I was on a podcast recently, and this was like the realest, most authentic version of me, where we were talking about family. And I said, one of the saddest things for me is how many people are held back by their families and they think it's okay. I didn't get to decide my family. I was born and this is what I have. I didn't decide that. Alan, you didn't decide your family. But if we had a real, authentic conversation about that, I think a lot of people would villainize us for that, part one. But part two, I think it would be a heavy realization that, look, I know they're your parents and then that they're your family, but some of the people closest to us are actually holding us back the most and hurting us the most. And we need to create distance between us and them the most. So that's kind of what I'm vibing on today.
A lot of stuff in there, man.
I love episodes like this because I just think this is the real stuff. I think this is the real stuff. I think that we're afraid to leave people behind because, going back to what we talked about yesterday, what does it mean about us? Am I a terrible person because I've left people behind? Some people would say yes, for sure. And I can understand that. I can empathize with that. I can see that side of the coin. But wouldn't you rather me go do what I think is best for me? I mean, shouldn't I do that? Isn't that my responsibility?
Yeah.
You know?
The candid truth. Well, I'll ask you a question. Would it have, and this has been something I've been contemplating a lot lately, because I do that often. I think about my high school friends, college friends, corporate friends all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. They're always, I'm reassessing my memories all the time. I watch old movies that I saw when I was a kid on purpose to try to figure out what I was influenced by back then and all that. My question for you is it possible for you to have gotten to where you are in your life, having achieved many, not all, but many of your goals and dreams, while having all of those people in your life?
I don't think so, because it would have required either more effort, different effort. I don't know. I mean, at what point do you realize the amount of effort you're putting in to keep someone in your life is just not, it means they're not aligned? Right? It's, if you have to change everything about yourself and you have to make yourself small and you have to not talk about your goals and dreams and you have to be less of who you are, I mean, is that really a friendship in the first place?
Exactly.
It's not real. It's not authentic. It's not based in truth. It's based in who you used to be. And you're different now. You're not the same person you were. If you're focused on growth, you're not the same person you were yesterday, never mind 5 years ago. And I think that's one of the hardest things, because if you leave someone behind, you feel bad about it because it was kind of your choice. It was kind of your decision. And that's a heavy weight. I think it's a heavy responsibility, because you're the one who gets more of the negative outcome if you don't do it. Nothing's going to necessarily change if you're the one who's growing and somebody else isn't, and that's not their journey and they don't want to. I'm not making that wrong. That's not my goal in this. When you leave, their life doesn't necessarily get worse. Maybe it does because they miss you and maybe they realize how much of an influence you are. That's a possibility. But some people, it might actually get better because you're not a pain in the ass anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Of, hey, man, you really, I don't really want to go out tonight. I know we usually go out on Fridays, but now Saturday I'm doing this running thing. I'm part of this running club, and the last thing I want to do is be hungover. That's a pain in the ass if you want to go out and party. So as the person who has the different goals that require you to elevate differently, that's a heavy responsibility, but you're also the one who's going to probably have to deal with the guilt too. I don't know. I assume the people that I used to spend time with, I don't even want to say I assume. I wonder if they think about me in the same light I think about them. I have so much love and I miss them. I don't know if they feel the same, but I understand why they wouldn't.
Yeah, they might be hurt.
Yeah, that's their side. My side was I left. I had the opportunity to stay or leave, and I left. Yeah, I had the choice, and I left. If you didn't feel like you had a choice, I can understand why you're not super excited with me.
Well, this is the existential question of all things. This is it right here. I mean, in my opinion, the hardest part of this journey, hands down, has been relationships. The idea that, and this is the analogy, Kevin and I did this at Next Level Live. Imagine Kevin and I are in a car, we're driving from Boston to LA. I did that in my early 20s with a friend of mine. His name's Ryan. But imagine Kevin and I drive across the country. We're in Massachusetts, he's in New Hampshire. We meet and we drive across the country in the Beamer. Let's imagine we both want to go to LA. That's a core aspiration. We have the same goal. But let's imagine I love heavy metal and he, let's just say hypothetically he doesn't, and he loves country music. Now we can't listen to the same music. So that's a core value in conflict. Now let's imagine he wants to go the northern route and see the Rocky Mountains, and I want to go the southern route and I really like hot weather. And let's say he hates hot weather. Okay, that's a belief in conflict. He believes we should go north. I believe we should go south. There's 3 sort of routes across the U.S. The thing that's so hard in life is that people don't realize that relationships are built on things that are different than the relationship. I just got off with Amy Lenius. Amy Lenius is on our team at NLU. My relationship with Amy was built on growth and contribution. It was built on, so we just did group coaching, and she was the chat master during group coaching. So she was doing the chat. Kevin and I were presenting. Shout out to group 14, Inspired Impact. It was session 4. Her and I have connected, and we've laughed, and we have a great relationship. But that relationship was built on NLU and growth. If NLU and growth goes away, our relationship goes away too. People don't want to own that.
Same for you and I.
Brother, 100%.
I had someone was not happy with you one time, and we were talking about something, and they were like, well, do you think you and Alan would hang out as much as you did if you weren't business partners? And I said, of course not. No. I know you're like trying to surprise me with this. I know that. What do you think, I'm an idiot? I know that. Of course. We're really good friends. We're best friends. We're brothers, whatever. But it's not because we decided like, hey, I need a new friend. That wasn't it. It was, you'd be a good business partner for me. Hopefully I can add some value to this and stick around long enough to see the benefits of it. And here we are, however many years later. But I am under no delusion that if I packed it up, I'd still get to text you every day. I'm under zero delusion of that. But I think I'm just weird with that.
It's a candor that most people aren't ready for.
Well, it's because it's with me.
It's not like we wouldn't still have love for each other. It's not like we wouldn't still catch up every now and then. All that's possible. But we're not going to be business partners anymore.
I don't even think we would catch up.
I don't know.
I don't think
this is the saddest part of my life. There are people that I adore, even past NLU team members, who I've gotten unbelievably close to. And when NLU stopped being the focus, the relationship dwindled. And I think about these people, past team members, all the time. I miss Jesse. I miss all of the past team members to some extent. And that's the truth. But at the end of the day, and this is the thing that all of us just really need to wake up to, and some of us don't wake up to this until after a life or death situation. This is when I woke up to this after my car accident. You only have so much time and effort in life. You can't be a tennis master and a jiu-jitsu master and a professional baseball player and a business coach and a professional gamer and have 800 friends and have... that is impossible. There is no way. Actors hang out with actresses, and actresses hang out with actors. And coaches hang out with coaches, and podcasters hang out with podcasters. Think about it. If you're out there watching or listening to this show, self-improvement is a part of your life, but it's not your entire life. For me, it's my entire life. I can go to a football game and enjoy a football game. Football is not my entire world. But the players on that field who do that for a living, that's their whole world. And all their friends, probably the same. Not all of them, but most of them. One of the reasons that this is so hard is a lot of my strongest relationships early in life were built on geography. They were not built on mutual core values, mutual core aspirations, mutual core beliefs. Me and one of my best friends growing up used to argue who was smarter, Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, and Microsoft versus Apple. And we built computers together, and we played video games together, and we dreamed together. We dreamed of going to the same college together. He didn't get in. We went our separate ways. And the truth is, I would not be here if we didn't. That doesn't mean I'll never see him again. I intend on it. But it's not going to be like you and I. We work together.
Yeah, it can't.
If I spend my life podcasting, speaking, training, writing, leading the team, NLU, let's say it takes up 60%, 70% of my time and effort. What are the chances you and I have a stronger relationship than my friend from back in the day that we don't have anything in common? There's not much in common anymore. We used to be next door neighbors. We used to have a lot in common. And so to your original point at top, you mentioned a post to all those who grew in a different direction or at a different rate or in a different way. I still love you and I hope for you the best. I think that that's a very mature, honest conversation. And the truth of the matter is I used to delude myself into thinking I can achieve all my goals and dreams while staying friends with all the people I grew up with. And now in hindsight, the truth is that's just impossible. It's not, and I'm not one to talk about impossible. I'm Mr. Possible. That is impossible. I'm telling you right now, there's no one on planet Earth who achieves their goals and dreams and stays friends, close friends with all of their hometown friends. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
Now, some more than others. There's some people who have some of their hometown friends, but no one achieves all their goals and dreams and all their aspirations and lives in their calling and their purpose and never loses a single friend. That's not a thing. Family too. There are certain family members that I just don't spend any time with anymore, and we just don't have anything in common. I don't wish them anything negative, and I hope they don't wish me anything negative, although I'm not so sure. But at the end of the day, you have to grow up, and this has been the hardest thing for me. As I've matured and as I've gotten older, coming up on 36, there's no version of my life being in alignment with my purpose, my passion, my calling, my profit, my mission without losing people. Because back when I tried to be everything for everyone, I was deeply unfulfilled, and I'm not willing to go back there. NLU listener, what is happening? I just wanted to jump in here and let you know, if you want to get to the next level faster, we have a free virtual monthly meetup at the first Thursday of every month, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can connect with like-minded people and become a bigger part of this amazing global community. The link to register will be in the show notes.
Well, I think that there's this aura around loyalty. Like, oh, he was so loyal, and he never forgot where he came from, or she never left those people behind, or whatever it is. And I think there's a place for that. I think that's aspirational, and I think that's very, very positive. But I look at that a lot differently than I used to. I used to hear songs about, like, there's a song by a guy named Marco Penn called Same Ones, and it's about being around the same people forever. Like, these are my day ones. These are the people that we were scheming with, right? Matt is a day one. I've been scheming about dreams with Matt. I moved in with him so we could chase dreams together and we could save money, and I helped him renovate his house, like, day one. But for every Matt, there's 10 people who said, like, yeah, I believe in you, and then just disappeared. Or, yeah, I believe in you, but then didn't understand why I couldn't be somewhere on a Saturday. Or why I couldn't go to dinner, or why I couldn't be at the birthday party, whatever it is. I think that loyalty goes both ways. Yeah, I can be loyal to you for sure, but you got to be loyal to me too. You got to be loyal to my dreams just like I'm loyal to yours. Because if not, it's one-sided, and then I'm going to lose myself, or you're going to lose yourself. And that's why I think it's I genuinely want, I love you, and I miss you, and I genuinely want what's best for you, and I realize that what's best for me is not what's best for you. And that's why I did that post, because I had that moment of, yeah, you know what? I probably thought my way was the right way for a while. I probably did. I probably thought my way was the right way for a while. I don't think it is. I think it's the right way for me. But if somebody doesn't want what I want, they're going to be miserable. You're going to be miserable for your entire life, and you're not going to get the fulfillment. You're not going to get the joy, and so that's been an interesting growth journey for me, because I'll see someone that I haven't talked to in a long time, and it's like, I wonder what they're up to. And I really do hope they're happy. I think I'm just afraid they're not. I'm just afraid they're not, because I don't think most people are. You know? And that's heavy, I know, but we get, for a living, we get to talk to a bunch of different people, and it's like, I don't know if I don't often talk to somebody who's as fulfilled as I am. Right? And that's not because I'm more successful. I've talked to a lot of people who have way more success externally than I do. It's not that. It's just, yeah, it's been interesting. It's been a very interesting reflection to look back and just wonder. And like I said earlier, before I let you go, I think I said this on another podcast today. I don't think I said it on this. I don't know if they are. I don't know if they think about me, or what they think about me. I have no idea. I think I don't assume they do, but I just wonder. I wonder if they think about me as often as I think about them. I genuinely do. I wonder.
I don't think I've ever shared this on the podcast before, but there was this night where I was out, and I was single, and there was this girl who I was super into, and she was apparently super into me, and she wanted to hang out later that night, and I wanted to drink. And so my buddies were there, and kids I grew up with. One of my best friend's older brothers was there, and we went out in Boston. I mean, this was to the nines. We went out limousine type of thing. I think it was 21st birthday or something for one of my old neighbors. And one of their cousins is this woman that I wanted to ask on a date, potentially date. And I remember late at night she wanted me to come be with her and spend time with her at the end of the evening. And I didn't. I stayed with my buddies and drank more. And dude, I regretted that so much. She got in a relationship not long after that. And they looked so happy on social media. And this woman was gorgeous and awesome. And I remember feeling like I was the one left behind. I remember feeling like I really screwed that up. I had every opportunity. She gave me every sign. And I went to drink with my buddies instead of potentially seeing what could have been. Now, obviously, I'm unbelievably happy, so I don't actually regret this at all because I found Emilia the love of my life, greatest gift of my life. But I remember back then, before when I didn't know Emilia existed, and I was like, Alan, you really screwed that up, man. That was my self-talk. I remember thinking, I saw her go on and get in this relationship with this jacked dude, and I remember thinking, like, wow, I really missed out. I really took an L on that. I can't believe I chose drinking over a potential great relationship. Dude, I changed after that. That was part of my transformation. I've been on the other end of being left behind. Very rarely, but I have, and it sucks. The only way to not be on the other end of being left behind is go grow towards your goals and dreams. I remember there were times in my life where I would look at other people, friends of mine, colleagues, and I'd go, God, you are getting after it, sir. You are getting after it, this girl. And I remember thinking, what am I doing with my life? Why aren't I getting after it? I need to get my shit together. Dude, that's real stuff. And honestly, the people who I have, quote unquote, maybe left behind, I would never use that phrasing, but I can promise you some of them feel that way to some extent. I don't know what to do other than I hope it drives them to be better. And meetups are free.
Yeah.
Book club is free. NLU is free. They can listen to this show. Some of them do. And you know, if our paths merge, great. If they don't, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. And that feeling, though, of missing an opportunity to go drink alcohol with my past instead of build a bigger, better future, I'll tell you what, man, I don't make those mistakes like I used to. And I hope everyone listening or watching takes something from that.
Well, that's the real stuff. And I'll just put this out there because I also understand that, again, we're in our mid-30s, 35, 34. I know that as we get older, our friendships tend to dwindle. I don't know if there's like a study on this where the graph gets pretty sad as you age. I'm not worried about that. So again, I'm weird when it comes to stuff like this. I got everything I need. I'm good. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about friends. I have amazing friends. I have amazing people in my life. I love my wife more than anything on the planet. Business partner, team, good. I'm all good. So I understand I might seem very nonchalant in this, and my advice might not, or my perspective might not land. But all I'm saying is you deserve to put you first. That's it. You deserve to put you first, and because nobody else is going to do it for you unless you have such good friends that are that way. And I'm sure they exist for sure. I think I have that in you. I have that in Matt. I I have that in Taryn, right? It's 8:30. We're recording podcast episodes. And it's like, this is just what we do. This is par for the course. Unless you have people that are so selfless that they allow you, they put you first for you, that you got to do it because nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody else is going to do it for you. But if you have those type of people, those are the type of people to hang on to. Those are the type of people to stay loyal to, and obviously it's clear that they're loyal to you. If you have those type of friendships, you are winning, for sure. And I think those are the types of friendships and relationships in general to aspire to. So I'm not saying abandon everybody. I think I'm good at abandoning ship because I never thought I was going to be successful. So the second I start taking on water, I gotta get rid of stuff that's not helping me stay afloat. And I think it was the opposite for you. No, you're good. It was the opposite for you. Is you knew you were going to win the whole time, and you knew the ship was never going to sink, and you tried to keep as many people as possible on the ship. I think that's why we worked so well together.
Agreed. Let me try to sign into this because I have something I want to read quick. I know we got to jump.
It won't be quick, first of all, and let me start. Shall I compare thee to a summer's eve? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. And that's all I have.
Do this. Nice. Keep going. What's the next verse in the poem? Oh, it's making me verify.
There was a Burger King on the corner. I got myself some chicken fries.
Continue. That's excellent. That's great news.
That's all I have.
Okay, I'm almost done here.
What are you signing into?
Canva.
Canva, okay.
Oh, yeah, Canva. This was in a group coaching session, and it was last week. 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. Got it. Nice.
Hammer it.
Okay, so we opened with, you attract who you are. And then there's a picture of Kevin and I back in the day when we partied. Party
yes,
hardy.
I know.
You know
this
which
one.
photo I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And if you're at Next Level, if you came to Next Level Live, you know what photo we're talking about. And there's a quote from Harvard University that says, oh, hold on. David McCone's research contends that up to 99% of an individual's life success is determined by the people they associate with. Oh, there goes Kevin's chair.
My freaking chair.
99% of Kevin's chair.
99% is a wild number. If you said, I'll give you a large sum of money if you can guess the percentage, I never would have guessed 99%. I probably would have guessed like 75.
Yeah. I don't know how much I trust the 99%, but I know it's excessive. I would say 70 and up for sure. I've heard research that shows 94, 90. I think one was 60%. I've heard different ones. I don't know if 99 is true, but I'll tell you what, I coach a lot of people, and that's what we work on. 5-pointed star is what I call it. You put you at the center, and then who are the 5 people around it? So, Emilia, Kevin, put Amy in there, Christina. Who would be next? My therapist, Carol, probably. And again, there's a bunch of others that are great too, so it's not just the 5.
Yeah.
But you become who you're around. You lay down with dogs, you come up with fleas. That's a Ben Franklin quote. I mean, there's a million
Benny
of them.
Frank.
Oh, yeah, man.
Shout out.
Birds of
Benny
a feather
Frank.
flock together.
Who is that?
I don't have no idea.
No credit. The person gets no credit. Great quote. Nobody knows who said it.
Nobody knows.
What a way to go.
But if you have goals and dreams that you want to chase, that you want to aspire to, no matter what happens, when you grow and evolve, your relationships will have to shift. And that, I think, has been the most painful part of the journey. But just understand there's nothing wrong with you. This is par for the course. And I'm telling you, I've got 24 actually people on my roster. Youngest is 18, oldest is 63, all walks of life, all different countries. And there's not a single one of them who hasn't struggled to grow in a different direction or at a different rate than family and friends.
Yeah. Yeah, you see it everywhere. You see it everywhere. Step 1 is admitting it, and I think from there you figure out how you want to approach it. Everybody's different. You're going to value family and friendships and quality time and all that stuff different, but just, don't be afraid to put yourself first. If you don't do it, nobody else is going to do it for you, and if they do it for you, they're amazing humans, and you got very lucky. But we still got to figure that out for ourselves, I would say. What do you think? a very real episode on a, what's today? Thursday.
Good stuff.
I dig it. I dig it very much. What do we have? When's the meetup?
What's next, Mr. Host? That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
It's June 6th.
I told you I was gonna give it everything I had. That's it. That's it.
That was it.
Left.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
all
I'm
we
done.
had. All good, brother. I understand. You've been up since 6. I slept in.
We're 14 and a half hours in. I like it though. There is a part of me that I do like the sicko. Like my head is throbbing and I'm starving, but it's like
You got it done. Coming off a trip too.
How dare you count me out?
June 6th.
Yes.
2024. So that's this year.
That's this
June
year.
6th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How to get more of the right stuff done. Time, effort, and money are finite. How do you focus on the right stuff and get more of the right stuff done? Also, I wanted to mention this because I haven't in a long time. And I was on a podcast earlier, and the guy, one of the co-hosts, there's 2 of them, he said, I'm going to coach with you. How do I coach with you? And I was like, whoa. Okay, yeah, let's jump on a half hour. Let's do a free session. We'll see if it's a fit. And I said, it's pay as you play. And the reason why I don't do that long-term commitment thing is I don't want you there unless you want to be there. If you're not feeling the value, you cancel. If we miss a call, you don't get charged. You only get charged for the calls that happen. So if you've ever been curious about coaching with me, here's my promise. I will help you become more successful and more fulfilled. I promise I will. And if not, just cancel. No harm, no foul. So give it a shot. Free half-hour link will be in the show notes. Let's do a free session. I'll show you what it's all about. I'll show you my program. I'll show you PPT. I'll show you the metrics and habits and tools and tasks and systems and choices and skills and values and resources and awareness and beliefs and environments and influences and standards and potential. And it's overwhelming, but we start small and we build. And you will, yes, be more successful and more fulfilled, and you might outgrow friends and family. You probably will.
Well, if I can grow to this level with Alan in my corner, imagine what you can do.
Nice.
That was a sad case. That was a very sad case in the beginning, and here we are 7 years later and just a little bit less sad than we were at the beginning. So imagine what you can do with Alan in your corner. No, seriously. Again, talk about community. I've talked to you more than any other human over the last 7 years. When I was away in Scotland, we didn't talk for like 9 days, maybe. That was the longest I think we've gone without talking since we started this thing. So
you and I got in shape together and got out of shape together.
Business is a real son of a gun. We're ready though. 10 pounds in 10 weeks. If you want to do it with us, I don't know what we're gonna do, but if you want to do it with us, let us know. We can get a little something going. 10 pounds in 10 weeks. We won't miss, because if we miss, we don't get to record a podcast episode. That's our thing. We will not miss. It's already done. It's just a matter of how much suffrage will it take to get there.
It's August 10th is the deadline.
August 10th.
So if you want to join us, 10 pounds in 10 weeks, you can do less if you want. Do 5
you
pounds.
can do whatever you want.
You could do 5 pounds, you could do 1 pound, whatever. But we're doing 10 pounds in 10 weeks. August 10th is the weigh-in. And if we don't weigh in 10 pounds later, for me that's 185, for him that's 170, then we will not, the other person who didn't weigh in will not be able to record an episode, which will be our first miss since partnering up, which I will not allow.
Yeah, well, it's not.
Yeah, we're not.
It can't happen.
I'm very hungry right now.
Same. Yeah, it won't happen. It's done already. All right. I don't know what we're doing for tomorrow's episode because again, we're just trying transparently, we're trying to get back from the trip and there's a lot going on, and group coaching was tonight and it was good. Today was a really good, overwhelming, fulfilling day, but I have not figured out what we're going to do for the next episode. And this is the other piece of truth too. I would rather just say I don't know what we're going to do than just throw something in there and then just not want to do it and it not be valuable.
We 100%. We jump on the microphone and say, what do you feel called to?
Yeah.
And sometimes when you plan too far in advance, the creative process sucks and you don't want to talk about that in the moment. It's not a bad topic. I just don't feel that right now. Yeah. So I've been enjoying this, and I do think we should probably pick the next one, but
we
at
will.
the end of the day.
Yeah, we will. We're ebbs and flows. I don't know what is the good and the bad and the ebb and the flow. I'll do some research. I'll get back to you. I'll write a thesis on it, 26 pages, double spaced, 10 font, obviously, 10. Not 9, not 11, 10. 26 pages. All right. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we don't have fans. We have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow.
Keep growing. Next Level Nation.
Bye.